What's up, Nakama's Nation? It is your man, Nakama's Warrior. So sorry I missed last weekend's food review. I actually became very violently ill that day. But don't worry, folks. We're back again this one. I'm feeling 100% fine. And we are ready again. Ooh, my hair's kind of growing back. Grows back really fast. Anyway, today I got a very, one of my personal favorites, I should say. One of my personal favorite fast food joints. And that is, I don't know if they're national. I know we have a bunch of them here in Michigan. I don't know if they're all over the United States. But we are visiting White Castles. I'm going to try to scooch up a little bit. Okay. I got like this cutting board full of foods. I'm trying to like have a little bit of a display here. But I need to be close enough for people to see me okay. So, for people who don't know what a White Castles is, it's pretty much a fast food joint that sells mini hamburgers that are called sliders. So, this is actually going to be a two-part review because there is a menu hack involved in all this. Kind of a menu hack. It was actually something I overheard at my day job that people apparently do with White Castles. And we're going to try this for ourselves. But for today, we're going to be enjoying just regular White Castles. I got a couple things here. I got your classic slider. We're going to be enjoying that pretty soon. Now, they obviously have side items like French fries and the such. They have like cheese nibblers. But my personal go-to favorite side item at White Castles, onion chips. You have to get onion chips at White Castle. I think that's like the law of nature. If you eat at a White Castles, now I love White Castle fries because they're like the crinkle cut. I love crinkle cut fries. Any place that serves crinkle cut fries is like an automatic plus in my book. But onion chips at White Castle, so good, so good. And then I got a 20-piece order of onion rings. Because again, they're going to be part of our little second part. I love the onion rings at White Castle. I actually ate one on the way home. I am that guy. When I'm driving and I have fast food in the car, I'm like reaching over, grabbing for fries or chicken rings or whatever I can just reach into the bag and snack on while I'm driving. Usually I'm that hungry. But when I'm driving home from fast food joints. Anyway, White Castles has been around for a long time. I think they've been around 100 years now. At least 100 years. They did have a menu item called the 1921 slider. I've had that. It's nothing really. I thought it was nothing to really write home about. I get it. It's historical because it's how they made sliders back then. But the way they make sliders today is far better. So let's get into the White Castles. Now I got 8 of these little mini hamburgers. They're like 95 cents each. I'm going to eat 4 of them right now, and then the other 4 are going to be saved for the next part. And I got my little cutting board here. I can't really I can't really do anything with the cutting board that show much in terms of presentation, but I'm going to do my best. So quintessentially, what a White Castle hamburger is, it's a little square hamburger. It's really thin, like not even like a millimeter thin. And quintessentially what it has on it is, mine has mustard. They're basically, here I can show you. So they're like these little mini hamburgers, and they have onion, and then there's like, there's like usually 5 holes punched into each beef patty. And a fun fact, I didn't know this, but White Castle hamburgers never actually hit the grill. According to urban myth, legend, and the internet, they actually cook on top of the onions. And then here's the top part of the bun where you got your onion and your pickle. Gosh, I love White Castles. So, the bun is really soft. They steam the buns. If you get White Castles fresh, oh, they're so good. The bun is nice and soft. I love the texture of it. I love the overall feel of White Castle hamburgers. I think, to me, this is my favorite fast food joint in all of human history. I mean, they didn't have fast food restaurants like 200 years ago, but if they did, White Castle would still be my favorite fast food restaurant all time. You say, Nakama, where are we going for lunch? If we're going out to a fast food joint, it's going to be White Castle whenever I can. It's so good. Again, it's very thin. They're very small hamburgers. Honestly, I think most normal people could smash like, most people could smash like 8 or 10 of these. Probably in a setting. I'm a big guy, but I don't have a big stomach. I mean, I have a big stomach, but I don't have like where I can eat a ton of food. Then I'm going to Applebee's later today anyway. I'm going with my family. We're going to go look at Christmas lights. Then I'm going to go to Applebee's just so I can do like the fucking song Fancy Light. I think it's actually called Fancy. So I can order my Oreo shake with a it's Bourbon Street steak with an Oreo shake. Got it. That's my dinner time. But White Castle's, it's so fucking good. Especially with the pickle on there. I think White Castle's has the best pickle in any burger in history. Now I know way back in the day, we used to have a thing called In-N-Out Burger. I don't know if they're still around either. We used to have one in Roseville when I was out in that area, before I moved out of the Roseville area. On the back of the box, because the sliders come in these little containers, and there's like little fun things you can read. Like this one says, Rockabye Craver. When Walter's granddaughter was just a baby, he discovered that the smell of White Castle sliders would soothe her out of crying. By the time she was able to sit in her high chair, she was eating her first torn apart slider. The craver is strong in this one. That's like the Chills voice. You ever watch like Chills video, like number 15, White Castle foot lettuce. Most people, number 15, White Castle foot lettuce. The last thing anyone expected in their White Castle is somebody's foot lettuce. Last thing I expected on White Castle is a bad hamburger. But yeah, these are like, I cannot exemplify this on. This is my favorite fast food joint in the world, White Castles. The burgers are like I said, they're really good. I don't know if they're a nationwide chain. I think they are. If not, they need to be. But the burgers is out of the world. Like, I know it's a really small, thin hamburger, but it's just so good. It's like the best. It's almost best when you're drunk. If you're drunk at like 1 a.m. and you're craving something, White Castle's the best. Hell, it's almost 11 o'clock here, and I feel like getting drunk and smashing some White Castles. That's the ultimate drinking hamburger. If you're gonna get drunk, White Castle is like the best fast food to have with that. Oh my gosh. Just the taste, everything about the White Castle hamburgers are so good. It's like Joy. If Joy had a taste, it tastes like a White Castle's hamburger. It's so fucking good. I'm so happy. You see my smile. I love White Castles. I could not exemplify that enough. So that was a White Castle hamburger. It's so good. Now the onion chips. Oh shoot, I just lost one. Nope, R.I.P. that guy. Anyway, they're just your typical. It's an onion paddle. Some places call them onion paddles. I got something here called Zesty Zing sauce. I think these are like, you know how you go to Burger King and you get onion rings and they give you like that zesty sauce? I'm pretty sure that's what this is going to be. And then, you know, that's what it looks like. It's a zesty sauce. Dip that shit in there. Oh, I love the onion chips at White Castle. It's so fucking good. They're well breaded. And the onion inside is actually really good. It doesn't feel like... It's the perfect ratio between onion to breading. That's the only way I could describe this. If you could have a perfect onion to breading ratio, it'd be this. Mm. Mm. That's so good. Absolutely yummy. And the final part, for part one, we have onion ring or chicken rings. So quintessentially, this is like White Castle's equivalent to a chicken McNugget or a chicken tender. And really what it is, it's just white meat chicken in a ring form, or as close to white meat chicken as you're getting from White Castle's. In a ring form, and they're really good. They're incredibly snackable. I will say I got a 20 piece. And that was like $8.49 for a 20 piece, which I think is a little high, but thanks, Joe Biden. That's my political rant for the week. I think I don't give a shit about much in this country, but don't you dare raise the fucking prices on chicken rings at White Castles. Don't raise the price of anything at White Castles. I actually, I'm a White Castleologist, so I actually believe all my political views are really how I compare them, like political issues like inflation and gas prices and war and immigration. I actually go by a political philosophy where I actually see how that affects me enjoying White Castles, and that's how I determine. Like if it doesn't affect me enjoying White Castle, yeah, it's actually called White Castle. I know I've been saying castles. It's actually called White Castle, but if it doesn't stop me from enjoying White Castle, I'm okay with it. That's how much I fucking love White Castle. Oh, this is their honey mustard sauce. I got honey mustard sauce with I never had their honey mustard sauce, so we're gonna go in and dip. Okay. And that's what the inside of the chicken wing looks like. Nothing too special, it's just chicken. It's so good though. For real. I love their chicken rings. These are so good. Again, it's really flat. It is flat, I will say that. They're not plump in any way, shape, or form, but they are so damn good. Especially if you get them fresh. Like if you're gonna order a 10-piece, order the next size up, so that way you have some to eat while you're driving on the way home. And then I have some regular Heinz ketchup here. Oh yeah, just dip that bad boy in ketchup, just like that. That's how you dip. Like the perfect dip is like you kind of arc in, and then you kind of get your chicken ring or French fry or whatever straight, and then you just go right for the middle, just right in the middle, so you get that nice. So that it kind of like starts to pulsate. See how like the ketchup starting to pulsate? Oh, that's when you know you got the best dip. I cannot emphasize enough how I think White Castle's is the greatest fast food restaurant in human history. Years from now, humans from 100 years from now, there's going to be U.S. history classes, and in those textbooks, or iPads, or whatever the hell they're using, whatever replaces history textbooks 100 years from now, they're going to be talking about the greatest modern invention of the 1900s, and that's fucking White Castle. Now what I'm going to do with this second White Castle is I'm actually going to put a couple chicken rings on there. Because you can actually get a chicken ring slider. And what the chicken ring slider is just like 2 sliders with some cheese on it. Not much. I think it's okay, but I'm going to take my second White Castle hamburger and actually put on 2 chicken rings. So it's kind of like a McGangbang. It's hard to really deconstruct a White Castle because the beef patty actually kind of like molds into the bun, so it kind of fuses with the bun. I mean, you probably could if you tried hard enough, but I'm not going to try that today. I don't believe in messing with perfection. except this. The pickles at White Castle and the onions. I'm pretty sure White Castle has their own pickle brand, because I've never had a pickle as good on a fast food burger than the one at White Castle. Same with the onion. And again, like I said before, when they actually make your White Castle hamburgers, the beef patty never hits the grill. It's literally just like they lay down their onion, they pour their water on or whatever they're doing, and they just cook the burgers right on top of the onion. So good. I'm so happy. This is like the happiest food review I've ever done. This actually makes me feel better for that shitty disaster that was the Taco Bell breakfast. And to wrap this off, I'm actually going to put an onion chip on here too. They do have Sloppy Joes at White Castle. I've had them. They're pretty good. The Sloppy Joe at White Castle, that's pretty good. Again, the chicken ring slider is okay. I think there's also an actual chicken slider, but I've never had that. They used to, I think they have clams at White Castle. I remember they did at one point. And I used to get the fried clams at White Castle. Those were so good. Oh, just dip it into the honey mustard. Absolutely. This tastes like I'm gonna have a great fucking day. I cannot say it again. I'm going to though. I fucking love White Castle. So what's this little menu hack I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Well, I can't do it now because this actually is a time-required hack. Let me go ahead and get up just to kind of put this down for just a quick second. So, the hack I'm talking about, and I use that term very loosely, hack, because it's not really so much of a hack as just something that apparently people do with their White Castle hamburgers. So I ordered 8 hamburgers, and I have 4 on my cutting board. That'll be my lunch. But I got 4 more in this sack. And with White Castle hamburgers, they come in a sack. You buy them by the sack. Now, what I'm supposed to do is what's going to be called the 5 a.m. White Castle burger. So what you do is you take your leftover White Castles, you got them in your sack or your Crave case. You can actually get a big old box of them called a Crave case, which is like 30 of these things. Excuse me. So that could feed like 2 people if you're that hungry. I probably at the most ever ate like maybe 8 or 10 of these in one sitting. There used to, a long time ago, I used to be able to eat White Castle like 10 plus, but now I'm near 40. My body doesn't really accept White Castles as much as it used to, so I can maybe squeeze like 4 or 5 of these in a single sitting. What you do is you take your bag, you just seal it up. Now you don't put this in the refrigerator. Repeat, do not put this into your refrigerator. Just seal it up, make sure it's nice and tight. You know, make sure it's just there. Whatever you want in there, bam. Just let it sit there till tomorrow morning. It's 11:41 a.m. as I'm recording this. So the next time I'm going to be smashing these burgers at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that means these burgers are going to be sitting down for quite a bit. They're going to have a nice day, or they're going to have a real good time marinating. And that is the only thing you have to do to get the 5 a.m. White Castle. Just take whatever White Castles you have left over, throw them in the bag, just roll it up. Do not refrigerate them. Don't put them in like a heater either. Don't put them in like the oven or anything. And when you go to eat these, I'm just going to pull them right out of the bag. Don't throw them in the microwave. Don't throw them in the oven. Don't throw them in a skillet. Don't air fry them. Don't do anything to warm them back up. Just straight out, just right out of the bag. Well, that was an amazing lunch, and by far, like I said, my favorite fast food joint of all time. My name is Nakama's Warrior, and by the way, we are going to be eating these tomorrow. I'm making a video tomorrow where I'm going to be smashing these bad boys. So if you like the content I make, I do the My Soulmate series. I think last weekend I was able to upload an episode of that. And then I do fast food reviews as well as other food reviews. I got other food reviews coming. I like the food reviews. That's a lot of fun. So I'm having fun doing this. And if you do love the content that I make, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, turn on the notification bell. That way you know every time I upload. I try to usually upload on the weekends. Sometimes I upload during the week. Oh, by the way, we do have holiday content coming up, so be on the lookout for that. With that, I'm going to say thank you guys. God bless. Love you all. Have a great day. I'm gonna go finish this White Castles.